All right, everybody, welcome to our Score Machine software training. We're going to go through the workability of how to utilize the software, okay? So first, let's start off with the pricing. And I would like to encourage you guys to go ahead and get started with the software if you haven't already subscribed, because the prices will be changing, I want to say within next week. So go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and share with you the current pricing, which, like I just shared, will be changing within the week or two. And hold on, let me make sure I get everything that I need for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link here in the chat so you guys will have access. So those of you that have not already registered with the Score Machine, you'll have the ability to do so. So let me go ahead and drop that here in the chat. And then we'll review the pricing of the software. And right now, I believe it is currently $197. So let's go ahead and review that there. You'll click on that pricing tab. I'm going to scroll the screen up or down. There we go. All right, so as you guys can see, currently the software is $197 a month. Now, if you do lock in at this price, you will be grandfathered in, okay? So when the price moves up to $447, and then come on, computer. And then $1,470, you will be grandfathered into that $197 monthly subscription price. Okay. So when it does change, I wish you would have. Right, Tasha. When it does change, though, you will be grandfathered into that 197 option. Okay. So, again, those of you that have not already locked in, I encourage you and highly recommend that you go ahead and lock in because 197, you will not see that price again. So, simply click the link in the chat there. And that way you'll get access to go ahead and register and become a subscriber of the Score Machine, okay? So currently right now, the price is $197. That 197 will go away within the week or 2 weeks, so you'll only have the 247 option, $247 option, $447 option, or $1,470 option, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into how to utilize this beast of a machine. So let's go ahead and sign in here. And I just want the software to be nice today. Here we go. All right, so once you have logged into the software, you'll be brought to your or your home screen here, okay? Here on the home screen, you have the amount of clients that you have in the software, the amount of clients that are fundable, the amount of clients that are not fundable. You'll also see how many total banks and credit unions that we do have in the software, which is 2,209 banks and credit unions, which offer 7,195 products. Okay. So you have a number of options here when it comes to utilizing the software and possibly looking at financing options for you or your clients. Now, as you can see, here is where you'll get your credit report. So My Score IQ is the suggested monitoring site to utilize or to register with. So you'll simply click the link or register. You can click the link here to register now. And what that's going to do is take you to the MyScore IQ site for you to go ahead and get registered so you can upload your credit report. Now, we suggest or recommend that the MyScore IQ option for credit monitoring because it is the FICO score. Most banks and lenders review that FICO score. So, what better option to utilize and upload into the software but that FICO option, okay? So, you'll go ahead and click on this register button here, and that's going to take you to the MyScore IQ site to register. And then once you have registered, all you will need is your login credentials and the last four of your client's uh, social security number. Okay. So you'll retrieve that information. Here is the client link or login link. So you can also provide your clients updates or they'll be able to see exactly what you see when it comes to utilizing the software. So if you copy this link and send it to your clients, they'll have the ability to log into the Score Machine as well with their own login. Now, they do not get all of this that you see here in the back office. They only get a client view when it comes to utilizing the software. Okay. And then you have your onboarding link. So of course you'll provide them with this link first so that they can create an account. And then this is the actual page that they will go ahead and log into. So with the onboarding link, again, you would want to encourage your clients, and if you haven't already, became a affiliate with My Free Score Now, My Score IQ, or Identity IQ. We recommend and encourage, or if not, just go ahead and continue to utilize this link here. So you can copy this link and send it to your clients, have them register for My Score IQ, and then once they've gathered those login credentials or created that account, when you provide them with the onboarding link, they'll then be able to import their information into the software. Okay. Now we also have a calendar here letting you know when our trainings are going to occur. Um, you have a referral link. So for those of us that do not or can't say register or subscribe to the software just as of yet, you can also still send out a link so that individuals that are interested in the software, you can provide them this information and they can get started. You'll still get a somewhat of a commission, even though you're not a registered or subscribed user of the software. Okay. So that's that link there. Of course, updates of what's going on with the software or anything going on within the in the software here. How many clients you've gotten funded and different options here is also located here. Okay. Now, in order for you to say, for instance, if you want to manually enter your clients into the software, you can do that. What you would do is go ahead and click right here where it says add new client. And you have those three options: My Score, My Free Score Now, Identity IQ, and My Score IQ. Now, please understand, with these two options, you will need the last four of the client's social. Okay. So you'll gather their login credentials, which is the email, the password they created, and then you will also need to gather the last four of their social for the MyScore IQ or Identity IQ. For My Free Score Now, all you need are the login credentials. But remember, MyScore IQ provides you with the FICO score, not the Vantage score. And again, lenders and creditors review the FICO score. Okay. So once that information is imported into the software, you'll go ahead and click Add Client, and the software is going to do the rest for you. You don't have to import or type in the client's first, last name, address like you do on other softwares. On this software, the AI has been created to gather those credentials and create the actual profile for the software based off of that credit report. Okay, so if you want to review your clients, you'll go ahead and click right here where it says clients. As you saw that we have 7 clients that we have imported into the software. Okay. And then it also provides you the status of your clients in regards to whether they are fundable or not. So clients that are fundable, as you see, it will say fundable. If they're not, it will say not fundable. Okay. And that's based off of the different data points that have been imported into the software with the AI. All right. So right now we see that we have those 7 clients there. Also, too, if you have any employees in the software that you want to go ahead and add so that they'll be able to have access to the software, you can do that as well by clicking Add Employee. Now, in order for you to see how the software works or to see if your client is fundable or if they are in need of credit enhancement, we will go to the work area. So let's go ahead and click on the work area here to show and see exactly what is a fundable client. Okay. So what we're going to do is go ahead and click right here. We're going to click on this client here. And as the software is gathering those credentials and that information for that credit report, it's actually reading the credit report based off of the data points that are imported that we have gathered from different creditors and lenders to determine whether a client's credit profile is fundable or not. Okay, so we have a credit analysis here. If you click on the icon here to provide you with analysis of the credit report. So if they say, for instance, if the client has any negative items on here, it's going to pretty much map out all that information. So you can literally go through this whole analysis here to see exactly where the client is or where your credit report is in regards to utilizing the software. Okay. Next, we have our progress report. If we click on the icon here, they'll give you the progress report of the software. You have your credit report, or excuse me, your credit scores here. You have the breakdown of what's going on with your specific credit report in regards to the software and how it has read that report. Okay, so your payment history, things of that nature is located here. And like I shared, the My Free Score, or excuse me, My Score IQ does provide you with that FICO credit score. So that's what we see here. Negative items. If there was any negative items on the credit report, it will provide you in the different section or categories of what's negatively affecting the report. So as we can see for this specific credit report, 9 inquiries. There's no late payments, there's no collections, no charge-offs, or any public records. So for this specific client, they only have a lot of inquiries, which for those of us that do or do not know, four or less inquiries for a fundable client is where we want to aim at. So of course, zero is better, but if they have four, we can still go for funding or go for financing for that specific client. Okay. And there's the breakdown of those negative items. So, like I just shared, that this client specifically has a lot of inquiries on the credit report, and it's broken down on those inquiries and what bureau they are located on. Okay. It also tells you which ones are still on the report, as you can see, still present or removed. So far, this client has gotten 3 inquiries removed from the credit report. All right. So, again, this is the progress report of this specific credit report. Now we can go back up to the top, click on underwriting. Now, underwriting is where it's going to provide you the assessment of the report to determine whether the report is ready for financing or not. Okay. So based off of that information that has been or imported into the software, here is the options here for the data points. Do you qualify? Green means good to go. Yellow means proceed with caution. Red means not eligible. Okay. So as we can see, this client meets most of the data points, but for the inquiries, as we already reviewed, that client did have a lot of inquiries. But as you can see, the higher amount of inquiries are located on TransUnion. Now, keep in mind, banks pull from different credit bureaus. Sometimes they pull from all three, sometimes they only pull from one, or they only pull from two. So, this is a breakdown of your credit report and what report is more eligible for financing and which one isn't. So, based off of these data points that the developers have created and imported and have communicated with different lenders and banks, here are the data points in regards to whether you meet them or not. Okay, remember, green means good to go, yellow means proceed with caution, and then red means that you're not eligible, you're not ready for the funding. Okay, so this first criteria or this first data point here is your score is 30 or 730 plus to apply for a personal business or both, under 30% utilization on any open revolving accounts, a minimum of 5 open primary credit cards with 2 years of good payment history, 3 primary credit cards with at least 3 years of age, with a $5,000 limit or more. Then we have more than 4 unsecured accounts open in the last 12 months. Then you have under 4 inquiries. That makes it a fundable client, or excuse me, the credit report is a financing, has financing ability. Excuse me. Collections, we don't have any collections here. Charge-offs, late payments, and bankruptcy. So as we can see, there's green for the most part on this underwriting or this progress report of the report here. So this report is fundable, as you can see. The only thing is for TransUnion, we do have more than 4 inquiries on this specific credit report. Okay. Now, if we want to go ahead and move forward with this report, we'll go ahead and go to funding. So let's go ahead and click here so we can see exactly that process. And here are the terms that we want to go ahead and acknowledge before we move to the next steps. And now the software is gathering information to determine what banks or credit unions work best with whichever credit report. And any questions that we have, we can go ahead and get them answered once we're done doing the walkthrough of the software. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and hold off until we're done with the walkthrough. Or if you can't hold on, let's go ahead and unmute yourself so that we can go ahead and get those questions answered. So we'll wait for this to go ahead and provide us with this analysis of the report. All right, and let's see what we have here. All right. So here we have the different banks that the specific credit report qualifies for. So here you see funding types. We have loans, line of credit, credit cards, SBA loans, subprime lenders, home equity loans, and auto loans. So if we click all, it's going to provide us with all the information for for all of these categories. Okay. Now, if you're only looking for specifics, of course, you can type or click on those specific options here. If you only want to utilize one or two of the credit reports, you can do that as well. Right now, we currently have all three bureaus clicked. Okay. So which means the software is going to gather information for all three bureaus. Okay. All credit unions and banks that we are able to get financing through. Okay. Now, if we go ahead and click here, it's going to provide us what state. So if sometimes you're able to only get funding through specific banks or credit unions in specific states. For this specific option here, all the options here, all of the states are available for funding. Okay. Usually we have an X here if you're in a different state and they don't fund in your specific state, they will have a X there. Also, too, as you can see, based off of what credit report the banks pick or pull from, it's going to let you know that information there as well. So if you see a check here, like you see here, this one pulls from TransUnion, this one pulls from Experian, and so on. Okay, so you see the different options here it provides you in regards to whether which credit bureau it pulls from or which credit bureau that we want to utilize with our specific credit report. Okay. Now, say for example, we go ahead and utilize one of these options here. All you would have to do is click apply now. And you can go ahead, yeah, you'll go ahead and click on apply now, and it's going to take you to a next page where you'll be able to just go ahead and click on apply. Okay. And that's going to take you to that application. So, like I shared, this software does all the work for you. So those of us before the software came around, were literally reading through credit reports to see exactly if they were fundable or not. We no longer have to do that. The software is going to do everything for you. You no longer have to read through a report, see how many inquiries. All you have to do is gather those login credentials, import it into the software, and the software is going to take over and read that report and give you the different options of what banks or credit unions you can utilize to go ahead and get financing through. Okay. As simple as that. And again, like I shared, if you only want to select loans, you select loans. It's going to only pick out the banks that, have the loans based off of what credit report is the best credit report. If you only want to pick one or two of the bureaus, you can do that as well. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. It's pulling up the loan option because I did select for loans only, just so we can see exactly what that looks like.